Welcome to the program. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. You know, the Democrats and the Never Trumpers are in this new news cycle that they're creating, and I'm for now I'm going to call it the manufactured news cycle, which is, you know, I know we have fake news, and I'm not ending the who am I? President Trump started it. The manufactured news is what the fake news media do. And there are two stories, one in particular, that is 100% manufactured by the left. And I'm going to break these down. And just to give you last week we had a number of manufactured stories by the Never Trumpers, the Democrats, and the fake news media. And all of them crashed and burned. All right. The first manufactured story, and they start them over the weekends. And the reason they start over the weekend is so that the Monday morning, when the new news week begins, they're out off to the races, okay? So last week, the first manufactured story of the week was that the sailors and Marines on the USS Abraham Lincoln were starving. They were out of food. They had they even had a grandmother who told Senator Kelly that her grandson's lost 25 pounds, and he said he saw the picture, but he wouldn't show it to us. They had a guy's wife who was talking. We never saw the wife, but we heard about a wife. And you haven't seen a story on the starving sailors in 5 or 6 days that's new. I haven't, and I've been looking. So that manufactured story, the starving sailors and Marines on the USS Abraham Lincoln, that lasted about a day. Then Ossoff with this fake news story that President Trump and Natalie Harp were having an affair, and then the New York Times, we got a love letter, and then we get the letter, and it's a typed business letter, right? And that I've read 3 times on the program. I may read it again today, just so people can. That one fell flat. So we had the Lincoln, that fell flat. The affair, that fell flat. And then the third manufactured story last week that they tried to get going on, because remember, it started with the Lincoln on Thursday or Friday, over the weekend Ossoff with the Harp manufactured story, and then the third manufactured story of the week last week was that Trump's endorsed candidates were creamed in the primary on Tuesday. Well, that's 100% false. President Trump had 29 endorsements, of which 26 won, and that's not including the local races that he cleaned up on. We're talking about the major races like House races and Senate races and such, and governor's races. Okay, we're not even talking about like the state houses and things like that, which he had a big sweep on. But of the major races, governor, House, and Senate, President Trump had 29 endorsements on Tuesday. Of the 29, 3 lost and 26 won. And of the 3 that lost, one of them he told to get out of the race, Corey Mills in Florida. Corey Mills, there was a girl running for the House in Byron's district over on the Gulf of America coast of Florida. And then in the primary for governor of, was it Wyoming, I want to say? So he had 29 endorsements of governor, House, and Senate candidates. He won 26. And they were trying to portray that as a loss. Well, that crashed and burned, and that's disappeared. So here we are. Monday morning, I wake up and I see this story that's so stupid and obvious, you know, that it's not even worthy of discussion. And I move on. And I was going, and I do my show prep, and I was going to lead with something else entirely, which I will be covering on the program. But then I saw that this story, when I first got up, it was trending on X, is how I noticed it. It was like when I went to my trends, it was like in the top 3 trending news stories. And then I thought, this is so stupid. I can't even talk about this. It's so absurdly dumb. And it's such fake news. And then as I was doing my show prep over the hours early this morning, this fake news story started to circulate because the Trump haters are getting all excited. So I changed what my lead story was going to be on the program today to this so that I can expose the first manufactured story of the week, okay? Here's the story. New York Times. New York Times. You know, the left actually think that gives a story credibility. When I think New York Times, I think of Russia, 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 all debunked, and those Pulitzer Prizes that they should have been stripped of. But anyway, New York Times, those reports, those around Mr. Trump were well aware of the likelihood of a Democrat-led House. There is an 85% chance the Democrats win the House. 85% chance Democrats win the House. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And this is going crazy. So where does this story come from? Does it come from a poll of Americans? Does it come of a poll of registered voters? Is it a poll of likely voters? None of those are correct. It comes from the odds on Kalshi, the online betting app. Okay? The online betting app. So these are the odds of people putting down money on the Kalshi betting app. And that's where this story comes from. 85% chance Democrats win the House. Right? So you may say, well, what are you talking about, man? That means that people think the Democrats are going to win. Guess again. You know, everything with the Democrats is about false narratives, fake news, propaganda, trying to get false narratives going. Okay, so what the Democrats have done here is, and there's no way to know how the dollar amount that was involved in doing this, okay? You know, Kalshi, I have in the past talked very much about how I don't gamble. I broke that yesterday. I actually bet on the Freedom 250 race yesterday, and I won. I bet on the winner, Kirkwood, and I bet $25, and I think I won $37. I won 37. I wish I won 77. I won $37, maybe 36 and change, but around $37 on my 25 bet. And that was the first time I've ever made an online bet. I've always been against gambling, but I'll tell you, I watched the entire race from the beginning to the end. So what the Democrats have done here with these betting odds, 85% chance Democrats win the House, they have they have mathematicians, science of math, and that they use on election night and everything to predict winners. They calculated how much money they had to put down the Democrats to get the odds in their favor. So whatever was the dollar amount, and it could be $1 million, $5 million, 100,000, I don't know how much money. But but they know because they've got mathematicians that work for them. Okay? They put down however much money they had to put down to get the odds in their favor of winning the midterms. And the reason they did that is because now they've got media talking about them. The New York Times, the fake news media, it's trending on social media. Whatever amount of money they spent, even if it was, say, $5 million, they're getting $50 million in free publicity. That, they're projected to win. Look at this, 85% chance. Bookmakers have been manipulating the odds to reduce their payouts for years. There's experts in this. You ever see the movie Grifters? I love Grifters. Remember Grifters? Great movie. In the movie, the main woman in Grifters, not Annette Bening, it was, who was the, Angelica Houston. Angelica Houston in Grifters, her character's job was working for the mob, spending her days going from racetrack to racetrack, putting down money on horses around the country to affect the odds. That's what the Democrats did here. They got the odds in their favor to get publicity all over the media. This is a new way of advertising. Now, they may have been doing this for a while, but I haven't really been following Kalshi too much. But since I won my $37 on the race yesterday, my eyes are gravitating towards it a little bit more. I got to be careful. Don't need advice. I don't want to become a gambling addict. But this is the first fake news story of the week. And the Democrats are pushing this before the sun even came up on Monday morning. All right, we've got a lot to cover. I'd certainly like to hear your thoughts on this. And I know we have some gambling addicts out there. I'm not a gambler. I don't know very much about gambling, okay? And when I made my bet yesterday on the Freedom 250, the race had already gone on. I bet on Kirkwood, and he was in first place when I put the bet down, right? So it wasn't. I don't even know if you call that gambling what I did, but I'd very much like to hear your thoughts on this. And I know we have some gamblers out there, and I'm sure you're well aware of how the odds are impacted by how the money is put down. All right, the number's toll free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are located. If you're on hold, do not go anywhere. I want to talk about, of course, Mike Lindell and My Pillow. You know, there's huge sales going on right now. The Mega 2 sale is going on. You can get My Pillows for less than $20 right now. Can you believe that? And it's free shipping on orders that are $100 or more. You can get the My Pillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets for less than $30. Of course, all these specials are with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. And I'll tell you, those Giza Dream Sheets, they keep you cool all night long during these hot summer months. Man, they come in handy during the summer. I love them. They're great. Yeah, so it's less than $30 for the Giza Dream Sheets. Huge discounts on the My Pillow 6-piece towel set. Huge discounts on the mattress toppers and mattresses. Go to MyPillow.com. Use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout and get the best night's sleep you've ever had. You know, there's a recorded commercial with me that we're running on the radio stations. And, it says, I get very little sleep, about 4 hours a night, but you always hear me well rested. And the reason is because I sleep on my Pillow. I've got my Pillow mattress topper. I've got my Pillow sheets. I mean, I've got the whole My Pillow sleep system, even a My Pillow mattress. And I sleep so well without tossing and turning. So those few short hours of sleep I get every night, just about 4 hours, you hear me well rested every morning, thanks to Mr. Mike Lindell. So go to MyPillow.com, and you can get the best night's sleep you've ever gotten, too. Promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, we'll take our first break of the week, come back with much more right after this. I am very well rested. Absolutely. Yeah. Very well rested. Now, when 9 o'clock comes around, I may not be quite as well rested at 9. Welcome. If you're new, do me a favor and subscribe, guys, okay? And if you're on hold, stand by. Remember, all opinions are welcome on this program. The number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. That's right. And hope everyone had a great weekend. The week is starting off mighty good, isn't it? Absolutely it is. Hang in there, guys. All right. Okay. That's Mike, the board up, telling me when we're going to be back. Okay. Yeah, we'll be back shortly. And when we're back, I will go to the phones. Yes. Yeah, promo code KANE at checkout at MyPillow.com. And I got to tell you, the My Pillows and the My Pillow sleep system is life-changing. Look at this. The Giza Dream Sheets, they're just $29.98 right there. Those Giza Dream Sheets are made of Giza cotton, 100% made of Giza cotton, which is the finest cotton in the world. It keeps you cool and comfortable all night long. It's like you've got an air conditioning in your bed. And it's pretty hot here in Florida, right? And during the winter, it keeps you warm and toasty. Look at the towels. Less than $40 for the towels. And the ones I like the best are the darker blue. I don't know, is that navy blue? Look at this, the premium My Pillows. The premium My Pillows is the upscale My Pillow, less than $20, and it's the one that has the piping on the side. And the cover on these is that Giza cotton. They're so good, so comfortable. Yep. I've got everything. I've got the bathrobe, the slippers. It's just, look, I mean, just absolutely amazing. And this is the mattress topper. The mattress top. See how it connects to the mattress? It doesn't move. And I've had mine for years. It turns your entire bed into a My Pillow, and there's a huge discount on that too. You will sleep better than you've ever slept before with your My Pillow mattress topper. I remember when my daughter came to visit when she was living in California, and we ordered a mattress topper for our guest room, but we hadn't gotten it yet. So the first night she got here, she didn't sleep with the mattress topper, and then the second night she slept on it with the mattress topper, and she said the first night, she was comparing, she's like, the first night was like sleeping on concrete, and then the second night with the My Pillow mattress topper, it was like sleeping on a cloud, she said. And it is that comfortable. It's life-changing stuff. So go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Kane at checkout, and order yours, guys, okay? All right. All right, we've got about 30 seconds. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. All right. About 10 seconds. All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Welcome, one and all. And the number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call. So this is the first manufactured fake news story of the week, and that's all the Democrats have now, are fake news stories. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. Doc in Texas.
Oh, hey, Doc in Texas. What's on your mind today?
Oh, it's Monday. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
How are you this morning?
I am doing very well, thank you.
All right. Hey, what I was calling about? You were talking about that meeting between Hakeem and
Jared. For those that aren't aware, it's being reported this morning that Jared Kushner had a secret and private meeting with Hakeem Jeffries. Yes.
I don't understand why they're meeting. Don't keep it private. This why y'all meeting? I don't understand.
Well, because you're a Democrat. You're a liberal. Why do you think President Trump sent Jared Kushner to meet in private with Hakeem Jeffries?
Because he wanted to help him get his agenda across. I have no idea.
Trump wants to get Hakeem Jeffries' agenda across?
I have no idea, Brian. I don't trust.
Luckily for you, you called me. Okay, and I'll tell you why.
First of all, how your wife doing too, man?
Everyone's doing well, thank you. So here is why Jared Kushner was sent by the president to have a private meeting at a residence away from the government buildings and everything with Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, this is why. Jared Kushner is to President Trump what Bobby Kennedy was to John F. Kennedy. What I mean by that is these are family members, a close family member, an immediate family member, and when Kennedy sent Bobby or when Trump sends Jared, that's their personal representative and envoy, and it's serious business. Today is day one. Scott Bessett's going to have a press conference later today. Today is day one of the economic D-Day against Iran, led by Scott Bessett, that President Trump has ordered. There's a major action that's about to take place against Iran. What it is, we don't exactly know. And the reason that President Trump sent Jared to meet with Hakeem Jeffries in Congress at a private residence away from everything is because we have too many foreigners and Muslims in the Congress. When there's an action when there's a military action, the president by law is required to inform Congress. He can't inform the House of Representatives in the old ways because we have too many foreigners and Muslims that will tell their friends in the Muslim Brotherhood who will tell the Iranians what's about to happen. So he sent Jared to have a private meeting, like Tlaib and such. He sent Jared to have a private meeting with Hakeem Jeffries so that the Iranians would not be tipped off as to what's coming.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it is what it is.
Okay, it makes sense to you. So what does that say about your party that you have that They can't be trusted with national security secrets without
I
informing
don't
the
know.
enemy.
I don't even know. I don't know what you say about your party. They leaking secrets too.
No, they're not. No, we
Okay,
went.
it is
We
what
didn't
it
know.
is.
We didn't know about Venezuela until it was over. We didn't know about Iran until it happened.
Okay, it is what
They
it
keep
is.
all the secrets. Yeah, you have a party of
Okay.
traitors and foreigners that would leak the
No, I don't.
private.
No, we don't.
Sure.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, Brian. Yesterday, I was looking at Trump when he was at the car race yesterday. I know he has an image. He has an image because he's the president of the United States. But sometimes take that suit off, man. Put some jeans and a polo shirt on. Be comfortable. You gotta wear a suit everywhere you go.
He can't do it. He can't. He's got to wear that
Yes,
suit.
he can.
Do you
No,
know
he doesn't.
why do you? It was hot as you know what. I mean, it was hot and it was so hot at that race, like the tires were melting.
See, that's the problem.
Why
You
do
know, Brian,
you?
that's the
Okay,
problem.
you're so lucky to call me at the start of the week. You learn a lot. Why do you think President Trump was wearing a suit in 100-degree weather? Now think about this. Now he's at the race. It's hot. Why was he wearing the suit?
He thinks he's professional. He doesn't have to wear a suit.
The suit is a suit of armor. Number one, because you never Trumpers keep trying to kill him, right? There's all these assassination attempts.
He can wear something else.
I'm
He can wear
speaking.
something else. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, excuse me. The president is wearing body armor that's covered by the suit, and on top of it, the suit is Kevlar. The suit itself is Kevlar lined. On top of the body armor he's wearing underneath. So the suit is a suit of armor.
He can wear, trust me, we're year 2026. That's things that he can wear. You can't tell me he doesn't have to wear a suit. He can wear something else.
It's a suit of armor because you never Trumpers keep trying to shoot him.
The suit doesn't even fit him, Brian. It's like he's too tight for him anyway.
Because he's wearing body armor underneath his clothing, and the suit is a suit of armor too.
Better than that. His wife is a fashion model.
It's not a regular suit. It's a Kevlar
Brian, you
suit.
can't tell me his wife is a fashion model. If my wife would see me with something like that, she would tell me, you know what?
You can't take a Kevlar suit and have it taken in and taken out regularly. No, it's a special Kevlar suit. Get off the phone, dum-dum. I mean, come on. Gee whiz. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It was raining like nobody's business yesterday. Was it raining at your house, guys? It was raining like no one's business. And it was raining all night. I went outside today. It was raining. The house is soaked. The driveway's soaked. There's a big puddle in my front driveway in front of my house. And if you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. Now, a couple things about Tom Laporta. Number one, he was voted the best roofing company in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And let me tell you, Fort Lauderdale has more roofers per capita probably than any other city in the world. Fort Lauderdale is one of the points of the Bermuda Triangle. It's Bermuda, Fort Lauderdale, and San Juan, Puerto Rico are the points of the Bermuda Triangle. And the secret of the Bermuda Triangle is hurricanes. Hurricanes are why so many things disappeared over the centuries in the Bermuda Triangle. So Fort Lauderdale is ground zero for hurricanes. That's why there's so many roofing companies there. So to be voted best roofing company in the city that has more roofers per capita than any other city anywhere, that says a lot. Tom works with every type of roofing material and every type of structure, residential, commercial, even municipal. And that's right. He can handle the job of any size, whether it's a single family home, one office building, one apartment building, one government building, or an HOA that has 500 units. He can handle it all. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida, from the Atlantic all the way to the Gulf of America coast and everywhere in between. That's correct. I know. He covers all that area. Also, not only is Tom Laporta a roofer, he is a contractor. And under Florida law, that allows him to deal directly with your insurance company on the cost of the replacement or the repair of your roof. And that speeds things up a lot. Give Tom Laporta a call. He'll never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need a simple repair, he'll do it. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Call or text 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaRoofing.com. All right, callers on hold, stand by. We'll be right back. Crimes make headlines.
inside real cases with clear factual storytelling. On Crime Explained, there's no hype, no filler, just the facts. From shocking murders and mysterious disappearances to body cam footage, cold cases, criminal psychology, investigations, and courtroom verdicts. Crime Explained on YouTube takes you step by step through what happened, what investigators uncovered, and how each of those cases unfolded. Many cases are ripped right from the headlines, like the Luigi Mangione trial, along with new true crime documentaries and case breakdowns. If you're fascinated by true crime and want responsible storytelling focused on real cases, real facts, and clear explanations, subscribe to Crime Explained on YouTube. Search Crime Explained 2026. That's Crime Explained 2026 on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a case. Crime Explained. Real cases, facts explained. Life is unpredictable. Are you and your family financially prepared if the unexpected happens? Whether you already have coverage or you're looking for protection, Prudent Shield can help you review your current coverage and explore options designed around your needs and your budget. If the unexpected happens, coverage can help your family stay in their home by helping with mortgage or rent, debts, and other financial obligations. Depending on the policy, living benefits may also provide financial support during certain qualifying illnesses or covered events. Protect the people you love. Protect what you've built. Protect your future. Visit coverage.prudentshield.com and complete the quick online form for your free coverage review. Coverage.prudentshield.com. Prudent Shield. Safeguarding your life. Securing your future.
All right, guys, we'll be back from our radio break in about a minute. Yeah, if you'd like to call in, the number is toll-free. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. And guys, please like the video if you've not already done it. When you like the video, you get the video recommended to people that have not yet found the channel. So please do me the favor of liking the video. And those of you that are new, welcome. Subscribe, okay? All right, we got about 30 seconds, and we'll be back. Hang in there. Covering quite a bit today. 10 seconds. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Our number, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Brian.
Oh,
This
hey,
is
Richie.
I'm glad you won your bet, and I'm glad you brought up that Couchy.
Oh, yeah, I figured you
prediction
gambling.
market.
I know you know about how the bookies and everything operate.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that the New York Times is such a wonderful newspaper, such a beautiful, trustworthy newspaper with reporters like Maggie Hagerman, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
the one that wrote
Pulitzer
the story
Prize
about,
winning Maggie Haberman.
Yeah, because because I'm glad you read that. I'm glad you read that whole thing. She took a little thing out of context and put it on out there like that. I mean, it's such a distortion. But Couchy, the prediction market, I'm just going to expose it right away. And why the New York Times is so illegitimate. Couchy predicted that Colonel Vindman would win that election against Nixon in Florida, 94%. 94. So
That's
that
right.
85%, it looks like a low ball. They should have just said that the Republicans are going to lose by 95%.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke, and I don't know how we win any elections with the propaganda that goes around with the newspapers, with the television. I watched yesterday that Meet the Press when she was trying to say why would you endorse to she was talking to our senator in what do you call it South Carolina, and she was asking her, why are you supporting the Republican candidate with his reputation of leaving his wife and fooling around and all this other stuff. Brian, not for nothing, they don't care about the issues. They just try to
they're trying
everybody.
to slang.
And
Well, they think that, let me tell you though, tomorrow's the big day for Darlene Graham in South Carolina, and there's no way to predict how that's going to come out. These rhinos have been doing pretty good, sitting campaign workers out there asking her questions. She's not a professional politician, and they know what her kryptonite is, and so there's been a lot of embarrassing video. But so that's an unpredictable race. I hope she wins though.
And she's going up against a guy that I like him also, but he hasn't done nothing in all these years.
Well, Darlene Graham said the guy she's going up against, he was the last Republican holdout on the big, beautiful bill. You think that guy in the Senate's going to help us with the Save America Act? I don't think so. He's a rhino snake.
No, not really. Yeah, the whole thing against us, man. I mean, not for nothing. I mean, how can we ever win another election? They just never tell the truth. They either don't give you information or they keep information and they lie about what they got. Mm-hmm. It's just a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And the Iranian thing is a disgrace too, because all they've done is try to badmouth the president on this. Look, I haven't agreed 100%, but if you think that we're not winning, we're not beating the hell out of these people, and you can never stop. You can never stop lone wolves. I mean, that's like saying everything is safe.
This Cauchy betting odds on the Democrats, 85%.
But that's what.
See, the media are going to run with this story, and Cauchy, like I was surprised. Like the reason I put that bet down on the race yesterday in D.C. is I was watching it on Fox. It was on the regular Fox, not the network, not the Fox News, and they had the let me answer these lines, Richie. They had the on the screen. They had the rankings, first all the way down, and it was brought to you by Cauchy. It had the logo up there. So I just, what's that? I didn't even know what it was. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, how could I forget? And I saw it, and I made a bet. So the media, they're not going to do what I did because all of them are sponsored by Cauchy, right? So they can't go out and criticize Cauchy, including Fox News, by the way. Because they, to sponsor the graphic during the entire race on the Fox network yesterday, I don't know how much that cost, but they're laying down so much money. So this is a very smart scheme that the Democrats have.
Well, here's the deal.
with the bookmaker.
I'm going to explain real fast, okay? Brian bets $25 on Cauchy, just for example. He bets $25. And there's a million Brian's betting $25.
Yeah.
I come along and I'm a multimillionaire and I bet $50 billion. So all those people that bet the 25, which is more than my one bet, but I have the biggest bet, more than you and more than everyone else, shows that, in other words, the money is going towards my candidate, not the 100,000 people that bet the $25.
Exactly.
So
it affects the odds. It's a manipulation of the odds.
150% because you don't know where the big money's going and you don't know where the small bets are going. Mm-hmm. So it's a joke. And that's when you break down these polls. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when you break down these polls and they ask 200 Democrats and they ask 5 Republicans.
Exactly.
Give you a poll.
And then, 90% are voting Democrat. Well, yeah, you had 90% Democrats in the poll. But that's what they do.
Yeah. And the Cauchy's the same thing. The more money it goes on a candidate, but that doesn't mean the amount of people.
I promise you the Democrats came in and put down whatever they had to do to get this odds in their favor, to get a story going Monday morning. That's what they do. Their own contributors, they say they can't get money because their own big money is not putting money on these crazy people that they got running. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to. Everything is manipulated. You want open. It just comes down to this. You want open borders. You want to eliminate ICE. You want to let murderers out on the street. And I'm not trying to be funny about to rape and murder. To rape and murder, by the way. Yeah. All right, Richie. I got to run, Richie. Trump. But I appreciate it. You make some good points, Richie. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Steve from Staten Island.
Hey, what's up, Steve in Staten Island?
Yeah. Well, I just listened to the show, and the thing is, it's sad the fact that we got these rhinos trying to get elected. And the thing is, the people got to get to their heads. They're not looking to fix or do the agenda that we Republicans want that is going to make this country great.
Yes.
They still side with the Democrats. They might as well call themselves Democrats. That's the sad thing.
Exactly.
And the fact is that I hope she does win her spot, because we need we need the Republicans who we're all together and we're supporting Trump and putting his agenda ahead, and it's been great for America. The Democrats say, well, look at your, especially with the Biden administration. That's a
Exactly.
that's a sad 4 years. And you can't say, hey, we were horrible, let's vote for Democrats again. It doesn't make sense for these people. And I say these rhinos are going to have to be removed quickly. That way we get Trump's agenda perfectly gone through with no hassle.
I agreed. I could not agree with you more. Hey, appreciate the call. Steve from Staten Island. All right, now the rest of you on hold, stand by. So I've got some other sad news for you Democrats out there. The Strait of Hormuz is open. Yeah, that's right. Traffic in the Strait of Hormuz skyrockets nearly 400%. Okay, New York Post. Iran appears to be losing its grip on the Strait of Hormuz while traffic through the critical waterway has exploded by nearly 400% over the last 2 weeks, as ships increasingly use a U.S.-backed corridor to cross. Nearly 200 ships navigated the strait last week, up from 150 the previous week and just 40 2 weeks earlier, according to data from the UK Maritime Trade Operations Center. Okay, so this is like real hard data. The surge brings total traffic along the passage route to about 20% of pre-war levels, though, which roughly 20% of the world's seaborne oil flowed in peacetime. Activity in Hormuz ground to a near halt after the Iran war began in February, but vessels are now increasingly navigating through despite the ongoing standoff between Tehran and the United States. More than 80% of the liquid cargoes transiting the Strait of Hormuz over the past 2 weeks have either taken the Omani route, a U.S.-backed UN International Maritime Organization authorized channel. Boy, that's a lot of words without commas. Iran rejects or gone dark, likely shipping through the same corridor, according to the maritime intelligence firm Kepler, which is going to get shut down. So the Strait of Hormuz is open. Over the past 7 days, it says here 103 ships entered the strait, 89 exited. I don't know where did the missing ships go. Who knows? But ship travel through the Strait of Hormuz is up 400%. So things are going well, people. Sorry to report, liberals. The strait is open. So those of you out there that have that talking point, the Strait of Hormuz is closed, you need to update your talking points. Now, another thing you need, I was talking earlier about Tom Laporta, this wet, rainy roads. Oh, man. You do not want to be driving around on tires that don't have proper tread. When you do, your car doesn't stop. You're in traffic, that car in front of you stops on that wet Florida road. You don't stop and you hit them. You want tires with proper tread. And I'll tell you, before I found Friendly Tire in Margate, I was very guilty of putting off new tires way too long. But with Friendly Tire, where you can get new tires, that's right, as low as $75 a tire, out the door and on the road, there's no excuse to be driving around on tires without proper tread on these wet Florida roads. No excuse. And by the way, out the door and on the road, as low as $75 on new tires. Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire on your car, or dispose of your old tires. He has thousands of good used tires in stock for as low as $35 a tire. That's out the door and on the road too. And he does tire repairs, which other places do not. Call Friendly Mike right now. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. All right, calls on hold, stand by. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. Yep, guys, if you want to call in, the number's pinned in the live chat, all right? 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. All right, we just got a few seconds. We'll be back. If you're on hold, hang in there. All right. Stand by. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 49 years on the radio. We've got so much to cover. If you're just tuning in, just to do a quick recap, and then I got more. The Strait of Hormuz is open. Traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is up 400% in the past 2 weeks. So that talking point that the strait is closed, well, you know, and there'll be more, because what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz is, the president's talked about this in the last few days. A lot of these ships are afraid to go through. They want to see some ships go through and not get hit by the Iranians. So the more ships that go through, the more that are going to want to join them, because the ship owners don't want to lose their ships, right? So when they see how safe it is, that number is going to continue to increase and increase and increase. So the Strait of Hormuz is open. That's one thing to celebrate. We're very excited about that. Yes. And of course, the fake news are at it again with the first manufactured story of the week, which I was covering on the Cowshe betting. However, there's some news here in the great state of Florida. Florida is going to become, in the next census or two, the most populated state in the union. And so goes Florida, so goes America. And Governor Ron DeSantis, who's done so many great things as governor, he did something else. Listen to this. He is now, and this is the law of Florida, Ron DeSantis is requiring by law a history of communism standard be taught in the public schools of Florida. Isn't that something? Yeah. And it's about time, because all they're learning is how great it is. Let me pull this up from Fox. This is exciting stuff. I'm very excited about it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so here is the new history of communism standards in Florida schools. It starts in 6th grade, which is the first year of middle school. Children are required now under Florida law to learn about ancient communal systems and their societal impacts. In 7th grade, Florida students will be required to learn the effects of communist governments on individual freedoms, political participation, and the communist economy. In 8th grade, the last year of middle school, children under Florida law will be required to learn about early attempts at communal living in American society and their impacts on economic stability and societal prosperity. And then in high school, from 9th through 12th grade, Florida students will learn to analyze the intellectual, political, and economic origins of communism. So, this is, what a lot of teachers are going to be freaking out with their blue hair, green hair, purple hair, teaching all of their trans 1619 project. That's all out the door. And what kids have been learning in public schools for the last, 10 to 20 years is how great communism is, as opposed to the truths of it. So there's going to be a lot of liberals leaving the teaching profession with this, but it's about time we get some things. If you look at the news today, everything in the news is in our favor, right? Everything's in our favor, including running out the rhinos, the primaries. Listen to this. This is CNN. The primaries in Indiana last week, President Trump purged rhinos out. Okay, so Trump, now this is an underreported, really a no reported story. First place I've really seen it reported, CNN. The 29 endorsements that Trump made, 26 of which won on Tuesday, those are all governors, House, or Senate races. Trump had massive endorsements in state houses and state senates throughout the country on Tuesday night as well. And he was endorsing candidates who went up against Republicans, rhino Republicans that fought against redistricting. And in Indiana alone, 8 rhinos that voted against redistricting are now out because Trump endorsed their opponents in the primaries. This was on election night. Yeah, see, so he won, didn't win everyone, but won most of them. So, President Trump is doing a lot of winning. There's a lot of these endorsements at the local levels that Trump's making that we're not even aware of because they don't get any media coverage, even inside the states. Because what Trump is also doing is reshaping state legislatures, both the House and the Senates in the state. And he's magnetizing and purging rhinos all over the country at the state government level. This is huge, the impact we're having. And I've never known presidents always endorse governors, congressmen, and senators, but I haven't seen, and if it's happened, I'm open to be corrected on this, but I don't recall sitting presidents in midterms working so hard on the state legislatures. Do you? I just have no memory of any president of any party doing that. That doesn't mean that there's not some example here and there, but what I'm talking about is there's mass endorsements going on at the state Senate and state House level by President Trump. And he doesn't just throw out endorsements. That means he's got a team, I guess at MAGA Inc., who are going through these things and deciding who we should and shouldn't endorse. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. I'll tell you, that's how you drain the swamp. You got to drain the swamp at every single level. And he saw how the local governments during the lockdown period, how many of them we thought were Republican, thought were conservative, that were rhinos with all the restrictions that they did. We're in a whole new place now. And he also understands that, like here in Florida, we've got a great MAGA state. Here in Florida, we have our own version of the Save America Act, which was passed earlier this year, signed into law by Ron DeSantis. So our driver's licenses show whether or not you're a citizen. If you're a citizen, your state-issued ID has a seal on it that says you're a U.S. citizen. If you're not, you don't have anything, so you can't vote. And President Trump understands that the voting is handled at the state level, so we have to replace these state government rhinos with good MAGA Republicans so we can get these Save America Acts at the local election level. It's pretty ingenious. There's more work going on behind the scenes with President Trump than we realize. To do so many endorsements at the state level, it takes a lot of work and a lot of staff and a lot of very smart people. So the Democrats are getting creamed, and these are races that no one pays attention to historically, right? But they are now. Now, before the top of the hour, I want to talk to those of you out there who are either suffering from neuropathy or you have a friend or family member who suffers from neuropathy. I don't have to tell you, neuropathy is a difficult thing to live with. The symptoms are awful: numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, dizziness. A lot of people as they grow older are falling down all the time. It probably means you got neuropathy. Muscle twitching, the feeling of pins and needles in the hands and feet. Maybe you have no feeling at all. And I've got some sad news to report. When you have neuropathy, it only continues to get worse. It doesn't get better on its own, and it doesn't get into a place where, well, that's just where it stays, and, I can tolerate this. It always and only gets worse. No matter what stage of neuropathy you're in, whether it's the early stages or the later stages when it's just you can't get out of bed, you can't move, call Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. They have a treatment for neuropathy that works. I've seen it work with Steve Kane and many of our listeners. When you call, make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show, and you could take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, give them a call. Okay, so I came across something that was a little disturbing to me. I'm very excited about Byron Donalds. We've got this locked up. We are going to have the governor's mansion again with Byron Donalds. The first black governor of Florida is going to be a Republican. And Byron Donalds is going places. He's awesome. I love Byron Donalds, as all MAGA people do. But what's disturbing to me is Fish Sticks, Fishback, James Fish Sticks. Let me play this. I came across this morning, and he's got some balloons behind him, so I'm not sure exactly when or where this was. Was this his concession speech? I don't know. I don't know where or when this was. If anybody has a time on this, a timestamp, let me know. But listen to the Fish Sticks here.
We are not going to let them rewrite our history. Not now and not ever. It cannot be allowed. And that's why I'm proud to call Byron.
Oh, my goodness.
Had dinner with him on Monday in his district.
Okay, that right there. I don't want Fish Sticks anywhere near Byron Donalds. This guy, we don't know anything about him. He ran, what he did the Thursday before the election was one of the sleaziest, scummiest things I've ever seen a Republican do to another Republican. It may be the sleaziest. And Fish Sticks cannot be trusted. And I don't know when this is all over social media, and I don't know when it was. Has he had meetings and dinner with Byron Donalds since the election? Does anyone know when this was? We do not want Fish Sticks anywhere near Byron Donalds. Anywhere. So if anybody knows when this was, please let me know. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and be right back. Yeah, let me play more of this. We might learn a little bit.
We are not going to let them rewrite our history. Not now and not ever. It cannot be allowed.
Okay, so we got a little information that he said there. He was talking about the 4th of July coming up. So this was before the 4th of July. Well, that's good. But we don't want fish sticks anywhere near Byron Donalds. There's just nowhere near them. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, we got a couple minutes till we're back. I'm just getting organized.
Tell me, just bring me up to date with fish sticks. Isn't he out?
Yes, but he's trying to get in with Byron.
He's supporting the candidate.
No, you don't want you don't want him anywhere near. I'll tell you on the air. Hold on. I got to get some stuff together. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Did you have anything in particular you wanted to?
Well, I got a bunch of stuff. Off the top of my head, but I want to get rid of fish sticks first because that's the dead issue.
No, it's not. You just haven't seen the latest, but we don't have to go into it.
Well,
anymore.
okay, then if it's not, you tell me on the air.
All right.
I may be missing something.
Yeah, he's a very bad guy.
I'm sure he is, but he's history.
Well, maybe not.
Well, okay, I'll give you a chance to get me scared. How you been?
All right.
Anything new on that?
No. You can't. Everybody can hear you on YouTube.
I know, I'm not saying anything.
No, I'm actually going to call today about that, but the answer is no, but I'm going to call today. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, we got 30 seconds. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, 30 seconds. All right, the 7 o'clock hour has begun. It is Monday. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane joining us. There's not much to say about this, but I just wanted to tell you about Fish Sticks, Steve, okay?
Yes.
Fish Sticks is a very dangerous guy for the Republican Party, and what he did, I'm not even going to say what he did to Byron Donalds the Thursday before the election. It was really disgusting. He's trying to get in.
But he got beat, right?
He got beat, but he's trying to make his way in and find a place in the Byron Donalds campaign, and we don't want this guy.
Well, isn't that what they all did? What he's doing is falling in line, which is what is appropriate for all the Republican candidates who flunk out of me.
We don't want this guy anywhere near Byron Donalds, because what he's doing...
Tell me what I don't know.
Well, he's a snake that you can't trust, okay? And what
did he do?
I'm not going to say what he did to Byron. The Thursday before the election... You guys, I'm not even going to say it. It's so bad, Steve. It's so bad. You guys can, those who know. But the reason he wants in with Byron Donalds, Fish Sticks, is to give himself some credibility so he can run next time for Congress or something.
Well, that's fine.
No,
that's
it's not.
What they do.
No, not this guy. You don't want this guy anywhere near the Republican Party. No, he is. He's the worst. You don't. No, just because he says he's a Republican. You don't want this guy anywhere near the Republican Party. It's but I don't want to spend too much time on Fish Sticks. I was just pointing out. I was just referencing one thing that he said. About, trying to weasel his way into the Byron Donalds campaign.
It's like that last guy who called him, who's some kind of degenerate. Look, the Democrats. You can't expect a lot from them. You understand that? We know Democrats. It's the first thing you learned in this business. Is that most of these Democrats are creeps. Occasionally, you'll get them an occasional one that's coherent and that you can have a dialogue with.
Not
but
like
for the most part,
not like
they're
this.
a bunch of creeps.
Not like this. They're in another place now, right? They're in another place than they were before. They've always been wrong and a little unhinged. But what the Democrats have done now is just give up, right? I mean, they've now the Strait of Hormuz is open. Right now, over the weekend, the president of Iran came out and condemned the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC. Which I've never heard during this whole war. That the civilian president.
Well, that's all. I don't buy all that.
It's true. No, he was he gave a
crap.
No, it's not. The president of Iran, the civilian president, he gave a speech, an open speech. Hold on, Steve, while I answer the calls. He gave an open speech to a group of doctors in Iran, and it was public, and it was broadcast in Iran. And he condemned the IRGC openly, which he's never done before, okay? And he was condemning them for their attacks on the United States and the neighboring nations.
It's all part of extending the negotiations.
There's no negotiations.
I don't trust the Iranians further I can throw them. I just don't believe it.
There are no negotiations going on. None. No negotiations. President Trump said so. He's done with negotiations. So what they have, what's happened?
Well, this is an attempt to put what you're talking about is an attempt to pull us back into negotiations.
No.
That's not going to work.
I don't think so. What if you're on hold?
Better not work.
When you're on hold, stand by. I'm just waiting for the delay to fully build, and then we'll go back to the phones. I think the delay is rebuilt, but I always like to give it some extra space just in case. No. What's happened is there's a couple things that have happened. One. They have like 900% inflation going on. There's an economic collapse going on. The economic D-Day begins today. Scott Bessett's going to have a press conference detailing this with the complete shutoff of what's left of the Iranian economy. And what the president of Iran was talking about in this speech was they can't run the country now. There's no money left to run the country. And the Iranian Revolutionary Guard are these fanatical religious nutbags. They don't care about that. And the president has to keep the country running, and everything's falling apart. No, this was not your typical let's try to get back to negotiations.
Well, let's just say that you and I, as gentlemen, can disagree on that point, but I think it's all part of an orchestrated deal to try to prolong the negotiations, which is their whole strategy from the word go.
But there's no negotiations to prolong. Trump said they're over.
Well, but they're trying to get us back to the table.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to disagree with you on that. This is the president of Iran was on a public, speaking to a large group on television, openly condemning the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. That's never happened before. So there's a civil war going on between the civilian and the IRGC governments in Iran.
Well, that's been going on from the beginning.
Well, I guess, Steve, there's nothing to talk about because
there's plenty to talk about.
Because everything I bring up, you tell me that there's either nothing new here or you're bored with it.
No, I'm just disagreeing with you. There's a difference. I'm still talking. You brought it up. I think it's worth talking.
You're telling me that there's nothing worth discussing.
I'm telling you, no, that's not what I said. That's what you're hearing. That's not what I said. Let me tell you. Let me make it clear what I'm saying here. All right. What I'm saying is, I believe the strategy of the Iranians from the beginning has been to prolong negotiations, which they have done successfully up to this point, until the weekend when the president finally woke up and said, "We're not going to play this game anymore." Okay.
Well,
so this is a strategy, in my opinion. I disagree with what you're saying.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's not worth saying or that it's not worth discussing. It is worth discussing.
Okay.
But I want to make clear that I'm not saying nothing you're saying is worthwhile. I'm saying I have an opinion different than yours.
Okay.
Are we straight on this?
Okay. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll go back to the phones after the break. You know, this is one of the hottest summers I can remember because, I'm hearing numbers I never heard before. With this heat index. The other day, it was 98 degrees.
It's an oven out there. An oven.
It is. The other day, it was 98 degrees, but the heat index was 113, 114. And for those that aren't familiar with the heat index, you know what the wind chill is, right? In the wintertime, the wind chill, what the temperature is and then what it feels like. Well, the heat index is that for the heat. It's what the temperature is and then what it feels like. So it's been feeling like 114, 113, over the past few days. If you have an air conditioning unit that's running all day long, shouldn't do that. You need a new unit. You want to call Sloman's. If you have rooms in your house that are hot and aren't cooling off, you need to call Sloman's Central Air Conditioning. They have an incredible deal going on right now, okay? This is the most incredible deal I've ever heard. First off, you're getting a brand new unit for just $59.99 with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 financing for 18 months. I mean, there's never been a deal like this that I've ever heard on an air conditioning unit, and you want one that is going to cool your house properly. And if any of those things I mentioned is happening in your home, you need a new air conditioning. If your air conditioning is blowing hot air, you need a new air conditioning. Call Sloman's right now. This is an incredible deal. 561-217-COOL. That's 561-217-COOL. 561-217-COOL. All right, callers on hold. Stand by. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our first break of the 7 o'clock hour and be right back. about a minute. A little less than a minute. We'll be back.
Can I throw out a question?
Of course. Hey, Steve. All right, we're back, and
okay.
I don't know if that went out or not. All right, we're back. It's Steve Kane Show. It was close.
I got no communication with my producer whatsoever.
Okay. You need no communication. All the communication you need is with me. All right, guys, we're back. Those of us.
Could I ask you a question?
If I can hear it after that, I think you might have blown an eardrum. But yeah, go ahead.
You made reference to the fact you'd made a political bet. I didn't think you did such
I did not bet on politics. I made a bet on the, I hope this doesn't turn into a vice. I made a bet on that IndyCar race in D.C. yesterday, $25.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know.
You know anything about car racing?
No. I was nothing, and it was the first time I watched a complete race from beginning to end in my life. And
my God,
I know, it was
that's
crazy.
The most boring thing that racing. I'm on strike from Fox.
No. That was awesome. Well, it was the Freedom 250, which may never happen again, and I was watching the race on Fox. It wasn't on Fox News. It was on the regular Fox network. And they had the rankings, right, where everybody was in the race on the screen the whole time, the graphic. And the graphic was sponsored by one of those online bookmakers, Kalshi. So
you can make political bets?
You can bet on anything. You can bet on sports, politics, anything. You can bet on. They got a line going on who the next press secretary is going to be, since Caroline Leavitt's. You can. It's you know.
They got a line on the presidency yet?
Oh yeah. You can bet on AOC getting the nomination. They got everything.
Who's the favorite?
I don't know. I didn't look at that. Yeah, I don't know. But I bet $25 on the guy that won, and I won $37. So I'm doing well there. I got my first bet.
All right. All right, it's a fertile field to explore between us, because I've been trying to get you to bet for the longest time.
I don't know why you would. Well, what happened was I was watching the race, and this guy, what was his name? I even forgot his name, the guy that won.
I don't know. I don't watch the car races.
Yeah. But when I was watching the leaderboard, right, and he was in first place, and the leaderboard was sponsored by the bookmaker. So I just was sitting there,
gotcha.
Kirkwood. And so I'd heard of it before, so I looked him up online, and the odds, he was in first. The race was going on when I made the bet, so it wasn't like I don't even know if that's gambling. I mean, he was in first place when I made the bet, so I bet for him to win, which he did. But and it is a bit addictive, because then I saw, they got this line on who's going to be the press secretary.
Well, I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can feed into that and get you interested in betting.
Why?
It's because it's great fun to talk about it on the air. That's one of the things.
No, I can already see the addiction, because as we're talking about it, I can feel an urge to put money down on that.
When I come in next week, when I come in tomorrow, maybe I'm going to try to get the favorites in Vegas to see who they. Would you be interested in finding out who the favorites are in the presidential race?
No, I don't want anything to do with gambling. I made a mistake doing it yesterday, because I won. If I would have lost, I would have been done with it. And then since I had a win and I got some money in my account now, $37.
Well, okay, all right. I'm going to see if we can find a place for you to invest your $37.
No.
Just leave it in my hands.
No, I don't. I can.
It'll be good. It'll be good programming.
No, not. But
you don't have to bet. I'll do the betting for us.
It's not good. It's not good to gamble. I'm not a gambler, and I'm sorry that I did. But at least I told you guys. I'll be in Gamblers Anonymous because I can see how addictive it can be. Because I was really feeling, like, okay, let me put another bet down since I got the money in there. But I didn't. I just left the money in the account.
All right. Enough said. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it.
Well, I'll
come in with all the prices.
During the show, I'll see if I can find out what they've got on the
Well, I bet you Richie knows what the biggest prices are on all these things.
Well, the Cashy, the Cowshy, which is what I bet on yesterday that was sponsoring the race. Like, for example, they've got a line on the Save America Act passing. And
what's the line on it?
95, it's either yes or no, right? Passing or not?
Yeah.
95,
yeah.
The favorite is no. 95% no, 5% yes, it'll pass.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well. It was kind of what my instincts were. But that doesn't
Well, it depends on when.
That means, it means that it means that it doesn't look good for the bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think these people who make these prices know what they're doing.
Maybe like this. They've got this line on who will be Trump's next press secretary. That's the big one right now, right? And they have 4 people. Because there's been Scott Jennings. He's on CNN.
Right.
Anna Kelly, that I'm not too familiar with. I don't know who that is. Natalie Harp, who's the president's assistant that they were trying to say he was having an affair with, and Margot Martin. President Trump mentioned Margot. I don't know anything about her either, but the favorite right now is Scott Jennings at 36%. So, so I don't know. All right, you want to take some calls?
Doesn't turn me on.
Well, good, because it's so easy to make bets on this website. It would be dangerous for you to be doing it. It'd be dangerous.
Take a call.
Let me see here. No, we'll see. Let me give out the number. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Like, there's another line here. When will the Strait of Hormuz be fully open? There's a line on everything. It's a gambling addict's Christmas over there on these online bookmakers. All right.
I wanted to tell you, I wanted to get feedback from you on if you got a second here before our break.
All right.
Hold
on, caller. Go ahead.
As I told you, I'm on strike from Fox because they were taking away my Sunday programming with that stupid race. So I've been watching. I watched Max last night, all night.
There's Max.
And they had a special. They had a special going on Abraham Lincoln about the documentary. It purported to be a documentary.
Yeah.
But it was done in AI.
Oh, okay.
And it was my first experience with AI, and it was frighteningly real.
I know, scary.
I mean, the guy that played Lincoln, I swear I was watching, just walked out the front of a $5 bill.
It's crazy.
I've never seen anything so. I think actors are going to be put out of work by this.
Oh, yes.
It was like watching Lincoln.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And I don't know how much of it is real, and how much, because I don't understand the AI thing too much, and I don't understand how they do it or what's real and what's not real. But it was scarily real.
Oh, it is. It is. No doubt.
It was unbelievable.
No doubt. All right, caller, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, George, Central Florida. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing good, George. How are you doing?
Here we go.
Pretty good. That conservative Doug guy should be calling in any time now. I think he's going to try to win you over.
Win him over for what? With your cartoon voice.
What'd you say, Steve?
Oh, you're going to pretend like you can't hear me?
Yeah, but I want to talking to Steve.
Well, you're talking to, but you're not talking to either of us.
What do you want to talk to me about?
We got to run for a break. We're late for the break, Steve. You know what? I tell you what we got to talk about, and that's coastal weight loss secret. I was talking about the heat earlier, and I'll tell you, when you go through a hot summer and you've lost a lot of weight, it's a whole different experience. I was out yesterday outside during the day. It was like 90, it felt like it was like 99 degrees or something. And I would not have been able to be out doing things outside before I lost all this weight. I don't know what it is about weight loss, but you tolerate the temperature better when you lose weight. It really is amazing. And I've kept this weight off. I lost my goal weight in the first 3 weeks, so I went for a lot more. And I have kept the weight off without effort for over a year. And the reason that is because Coastal Weight Loss is the home of the metabolic reset, and they reset my metabolism. And I haven't been doing anything special to keep the weight off. It's just stayed off because my metabolism is been completely reset. And I eat what I want to eat. I don't starve myself. I don't do any exercise, you know. And when your metabolism is reset, you don't gain the weight back. And I've heard so many people say over the years, oh, I can't lose weight. My metabolism is this, my metabolism is that. With Coastal Weight Loss Secret, they will reset your metabolism. And not only will you lose the weight, you will keep it off like I've done. Give them a call and schedule your no-charge consultation. You know, virtual appointments are available. So no matter where you're located, you can set up your no-charge consultation over a video call with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. 561-359-3418. 561-359-3418. That's 561-359-3418. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to put you on hold while I answer the phone, Steve. Hold on. Okay, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm looking. I looked up the odds for the president. J.D. Vance is number one. This is the odds. They don't give you the odd. They give you the chance of, you know, the percentage chance. So,
well, that's the odds.
Yeah, the odds. Well, they don't give you like, you know, what the betting odds are. I'm not seeing what it's.
They don't give you numbers.
Well, I'll tell you, it's J.D. Vance. The chance is 19%. Number two is AOC at 13%. And then 3 is Marco Rubio at 13% of winning the next presidential election.
Interesting.
But they don't give any deeper odds than that.
Which of those would you say if it was today?
Winning the election, it would have to either be JD or Marco, not AOC. No way.
No, that's for sure.
That's a joke. You know.
But somebody's missing from that list.
Well, they got more. I can pull up more. Hold on a second. Those are the big ones. Let me see. They've got.
There's another big one.
They've got John. They've got them all. John Ossoff, Newsom, Kamala, DeSantis.
DeSantis,
3.7% chance. President Trump, 3%. Mark Kelly, 3.5%. They have everybody. Tucker Carlson, 2.3%. They got everybody. Gretchen Whitmer, James Tallarico, Tulsi.
Marco, I like Marco.
Yeah, but JD's the vice president. But
Yeah, but he's a chance. But I like Marco better. Mm-hmm. And they're around the same price.
Yep. But
Marco's the international guy.
Yeah. But JD's the favorite at 19%.
Yeah, well, that's a VP thing.
Yeah. All right, 30 seconds.
Definitely between Marco and Chevy.
I could bet on both. Ossoff, John Ossoff, 11%. Okay, hold on.
Three to one on Marco is a good deal.
Wait. All right, we're back. Callers on hold, stand by. So I was looking up the Cauchy odds on the 2028 U.S. presidential election winner. Okay, these are, and Steve and I were talking about it during the. See, Steve's been trying to introduce me to the vice of gambling for years, and I've always been resistant. And since I won $12 yesterday on the Freedom 250 race, I guess. But so I looked up 2028 U.S. presidential election winner. Most likely to win is J.D. Vance at 19%. This is the latest odds they have. Okay, AOC and Marco Rubio are tied in second place.
At 19%?
13. No, JD's at 19%. AOC and Marco were both at 13.
Right.
So, JD's got the vice presidency, so that's in his favor.
It's close between, I see it as close between him and Marco.
Whichever one gets the nomination will be the next MAGA president. It's not going to be AOC. There's no way.
No, that's for sure.
There's no way. No. All right, you want to take some calls?
Sure.
Okay, now again, we do want to elevate the quality of the calls, which is not asking for a lot if you think about the calls we've had over the past 90 minutes.
Not hard.
No, the calls in the last 90 minutes have been very weak. All right, the number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB in Broward.
Hey, IB.
Steve, how you been, bro?
IB, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm swell. Hey, let me get this, Brian, don't start that again. Brian, let me get this straight. Wasn't Fishbag just about two and a half weeks ago went on national television and said, "Hey, I'm not making this political," and he tried to slander Byron Donald with some kind of a sex scandal. Was that him or was it a different candidate?
No, he was throwing out a lot of dirt. I'm not going to talk about any of it. It was because it wasn't even in the news because it's not true and it was desperate.
Okay, I'm not okay, so I'm not losing my mind. Okay, good. So what happened when Trump became president the second time? Everyone flew from all across the world to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. Steve, we don't need this guy anywhere near anything. And what he's doing is he's trying to now kiss Byron Donald's ring after slandering the man just 2 weeks ago. I don't know why Byron Donald had the dinner, if the dinner is real. I don't know what that's all about. We don't need any more Marjorie Taylor Greens. We don't need any more Mitch McConnell.
In all due respect, and I do respect you as a caller. I mean, you're a bright guy. I just think it's a time for healing. And
not with this guy.
Fish face or whatever his name is. You got his due at the polls, and he's history.
No, Steve,
he's groveling for a job.
And we don't want him to have one.
And that's exactly where we want him to be. Okay,
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
Well, you don't know fish sticks that well.
Sorry, Brian. The next thing is this. Hey, guy. I don't want to say his name. Hey, guy from Texas. Okay, if a woman's body is hers to do what she wants, and it's a woman's right to do what she wants with her body, then why the hell can't Trump wear whatever the hell he wants to wear? You're not getting shot at. Okay, I don't care if the guy is wearing something that makes him 200 degrees and he got one of those air cooler things blowing up the back of his shirt. Who are you to tell him what to wear when you're not the one getting shot at? You moron.
At that race yesterday, the president didn't go out and award them the winning cup and all of that because he couldn't, because it's too much. It's too dangerous.
They're always superficial, and the reason why, Mr. Texas, you moron, the reason why Jared Kushner went to talk to Hakeem Jeffries is because we don't have Lindsey Graham anymore to reach across the aisle. We need someone who can reach across the aisle.
All right, I appreciate the call. Okay, let me put everybody on hold while I answer these calls. All right, you want to take some more calls, Steve? To the levels you're hearing. Well, I guess a lot of you aren't hearing because we have to dump them because their language is so bad. But two dumps. Okay, Mike the board up just told me we've had 2 dumps today, but one of them deserved 2, so I'll add 3. The primaries have been so devastating to the Democrats that they're having these meltdowns. They just have nothing to say, nowhere to go, and they can't even, they've lost their minds, you know? And it's kind of crazy because in the primaries, because it's Republicans versus Republicans, Democrats against Democrats, how could you lose, right? Because Democrats won the Democrat races and Republicans won the Republican races, so how could they lose?
Well, but they haven't really lost. I mean, the one I worry about as a bellwether is the Florida race. That black lady who ran for
she's
Senate.
done. Nixon, Angie Nixon.
What makes you say she's done?
Have you heard her speak?
I've seen her a couple of times, and she seems to have a pretty folksy act going.
Angie Nixon, the Democrat socialist?
Yes.
She's black, right? I want to make sure we're talking about the same person.
She is black.
She takes her children to drag shows.
I understand she's a nutcase. That's not the question.
She's running in Florida, not in New York.
Well, okay, but she was running in Florida in the last race, and she did pretty good.
Well, the reason she did well is a couple things. One, the Democrats had a very low turnout. Okay, very low turnout. The Republican turnout was massive. The Democrats had a very, very low turnout. And where Democrats socialists win,
and yet but that's where she won big.
Well, because the Democrat socialists target races where there's an expectation of a low turnout. AOC, when she first won that district, it was a district with a historic low turnout. The New York mayor's race that Mamdani won, they only had like 11 to 13% turnout in that election. This Ethiopian girl that won in Colorado, also a district with very low turnout. Democrats not only had low turnout, it was a historically low turnout. And the Democrat socialists, they target races where there's an expectation of a Democrat low turnout, and they get their Democrat socialists to the polls. But you're not going to win.
But how do you know they're not going to do that in this upcoming election?
There's not enough of them. The Republican turnout in the Republican early vote and in the Republican primary as a whole was a historic high. We have more registered Republicans than Democrats by far, which is a new thing in Florida, right? Because the Democrats have always outnumbered us. Their turnout.
That's the Byron Donalds race, right?
And Byron Donalds is a rock star.
Well, he's our superstar. There's no question of that.
And he's going to win big time. And you're not going to have a race where Byron Donalds is elected governor, and you have a woman that supports drag shows at elementary schools, defunding the police, no borders, all of that. It's just not going to happen.
You wouldn't think.
I know it's not. And the senator that's running against her is our sitting senator, Moody. She's very, very good. She's very, very popular, and she's going to win. It's going to be a big Republican sweep in the statewide races in Florida because of, one, it's a Republican state, right? We're a MAGA state, but Byron Donalds is such a superstar. And the guy that Byron Donalds is running against, that Democrat, he's nuts. Jolly, he used to be a Republican member of the House when W was president. And his campaign, what he's doing is going around saying that when he becomes governor, he wants to go around and apologize for the state of Florida and all the terrible things that Florida has been doing to people. So it's hard to get elected. He said in one of his speeches that him and his wife talk daily about whether or not they want to even raise their children in Florida. So, plus he supports all these lunatic ideas that Angie Nixon is promoting. So no, there's not going to be a situation where Byron Donalds wins Florida and Angie Nixon wins the Senate race. That's just not going to happen.
You wouldn't think, but stranger things have happened.
Not on a state level, not on a statewide level. If she was running for the House of Representatives in a targeted district, she could get elected maybe in a Democrat district, but not statewide. Not going to happen. Not going to. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our last break of the second hour. We'll go back to the phones, and I'll throw out this call. We're looking to increase the quality of our callers moving forward, okay? We've got an hour and 15 minutes left. That really is not asking for a lot. I mean, IB was the best call we've had like in an hour, okay?
And you hung up on him.
And he was a little boring, I must say. But that you know, being the best caller on today's show is not really saying much, right? You know, the quality of the calls has been like really, like if somebody were listening to the show for the first time, I would not want them to think this is like the normal quality of our callers. But hey, I'll give out the number. We'll try. We're here till 9. The number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And hold on a second here. Who am I going to talk about? Oh, I know. I got to talk about Dr. Appleton. You know, I was one of our listeners that I was talking to. You know, I've got, the arthritis he rid me of, and in my hand. And I've had a lot of listeners tell me how Dr. Appleton has rid them of arthritis. I didn't realize the places that people have arthritis: the neck, the hip, knees, anywhere. And anywhere there's a joint, people have arthritis. And I got to tell you, arthritis pain, out of all the pains I've ever suffered from, arthritis is the worst. I mean, when I had my arthritis pain in my hand, I was almost brought to tears with it. And when I went to see Dr. Appleton and he examined me and said, "Brian, you have arthritis," I said, "I'm done," because I thought that was it, And he says, "No, the robotic laser treats arthritis." I said, "Oh boy, oh boy." And I was trying to describe to him what the pain felt like. And then he said, "Does it feel like a bolt of electricity going through your hand?" I said, "That's exactly how it feels. Arthritis feels like you've got a bolt of electricity from a power line going through you. It is the worst. Have you ever you have any arthritis pains in your life, Steve? It's the worst. It's just the worst. Listen, Dr. Appleton's robotic laser wave pain treatment works on every type of pain that I've ever heard of. Steve, I'm going to put you on hold, Steve. But arthritis pain, it was so bad. My arthritis is gone, and the pains have not returned. So if you suffer from arthritis, give Dr. Appleton a call. The consultation is free. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are always welcome, even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll take our last break at the 7 o'clock hour and be right back. Oh, now guys, I want to tell you about Chapter. Those of you who are Medicare recipients or turning 65 soon, call Chapter, okay? They cover the entire country, so no matter what state you're in, they can help you. When you call Chapter, you will speak to a licensed Medicare advisor. It costs you nothing. It is absolutely free. They will review your Medicare policy. They'll make sure that you have the right policy. They're going to make sure that you're getting all of the Medicare benefits that you are entitled to. And if you have a supplement, they're going to make sure that you've got the right supplement and you're not paying too much. And since they're a national company, they have access to all of the over 25,000 Medicare plans out there. So give Chapter a call no matter where you are in America. All right? 805-754-3033. 805-754-3033. That's 805-754-3033. All right, are you back, Steve?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. We're still in radio break for 90 seconds. We got 90 seconds and we'll be back.
Okay.
Hold on.
You there, Brian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. One sec.
Right. Well,
yeah, I'll do it going into the top of the hour at 8. The next break, I'll do it. Okay. Uh, 1 minute, we'll be back. This is unbelievable. Okay. Unbelievable. Tell you, Democrats.
who's the one guy that's still in contention on their side?
I'm not sure. Hold on. We're coming back.
It's not Florida.
Hold on one sec. All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve's here. I'm not sure you said who's the Democrat that's still in. I'm not sure which race you're talking about.
I'm talking to the Midwest somewhere.
I don't know which one you're referencing.
He's one of the muscle guys.
Oh, you're talking about Ahmed? Ahmed's in big trouble. You're talking about Ahmed, the Muslim the Muslim of Michigan, who's their Democrat
Yeah,
nominee.
that's who I'm talking about.
This guy, Steve, this guy is so done. He's okay. Let me tell you what's come out about him in the last few days. Okay, now keep in mind they've had these Democrats. They've had a bad run, right? They thought they're desperate to find a man to be like the face of the party. Okay, the Democrats. So they're
shooting for young women is what they're looking for.
Yeah, but these guys fall apart. So Ahmed. These candidates they're putting up, like Nixon here in Florida, Ahmed in Michigan, we Republicans could not pick better candidates to run against our people than this. Because what's going on in Michigan right now, there's a big crossover. Democrats that are currently holding office in the state of Michigan are coming out in favor of the Republican Mike Rogers because of Ahmed. There's been 3 things that have come out about him in recent days, not including his Democrat socialism, okay, and Hassan Piker, separate from all that.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to go through them in the least, in the order that's least damaging. His father is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a terrorist organization. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's the least damaging. Okay, the second one, they did some campaign commercial in his living room, and on his bookshelf in his living room of his home, he has a book written by an unindicted co-conspirator who was one of the Al-Qaeda terrorists in the first Al-Qaeda attack on the World Trade Center
in 1993. The Blind Sheik.
No, another one. This guy, I've never even heard of this one before. Not the Blind Sheik. He's not as famous, but this guy was involved in he was an unindicted co-conspirator in the first Al-Qaeda attack on the World Trade Center in 93. Not the Blind Sheik, another one. He's got his book prominently displayed in his living room. But then the new one is his Osama bin Laden connection. His mother, okay, so his dad is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is pretty bad. His mother worked for an Islamic charity that was donating money to Osama bin Laden. And they continued donating money until 2004, 3 years after 9/11, when she finally left the organization. So he's got a Muslim Brotherhood connection. He's got this unindicted World Trade Center 1993 bombers book in his living room. And his mother worked for many years for an Islamic charitable organization that was funding Osama bin Laden directly. So these are not things that help you win in Michigan. You know, I know they got a lot of Muslims in Michigan, but this.
Oh, what? But
not that many. And what's happened in Michigan is there's a complete exodus from the Democrat Party. It's just too much. And if you notice, you're not seeing Ahmed in the news as much as you were, right? They had him all over the news day and night, and you're seeing him less and less as time goes on. The Al-Qaeda connection, the Osama bin Laden connection. I had that story, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday last week, and it's just starting to get out there now. But he's done. He's done. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Well, who's their biggest, their great white hope?
They don't have one. That's the problem. They think they do. Okay, it started with the Nazi, then but the swastika and the rape allegation, that was it. Then they had Ahmed, right, and the Bin Laden connection that he's done, and it's crazy. Then they thought last week they were going to have Ossoff. He's the Democrat running for re-election in the United States Senate in Georgia that brought up this lie that Trump was having an affair with the young girl who's his assistant, Natalie Harp. And that
didn't do him any good.
No, he got booed.
Backfired.
He got booed by his own people at his speech when he brought it up. So he's out. They don't have that's the thing, Steve. They have no one. The Democrats don't have a single prominent candidate, not one. And they keep trying, but everyone that they put up gets discredited. And the Ahmed one, that's you say all Muslims are, this guy's got connections to Bin Laden now. And if you think about it, if his mother was worked for an organization that was funding Bin Laden, right? How many degrees of separation? That's 1 degree. His mother to Bin Laden, that's 2 degrees of separation, or is that 1 degree? If Ahmed's mother worked for an organization that was funding Bin Laden, is that 1 degree or 2 degrees of separation from Bin Laden? Anybody out there know? That's too close. So he's done. That's it. I mean, and you're going to see less and less of him as time goes on. And you keep seeing Michigan Democrats, not famous people that you know, but they're known in Michigan, like state house people, state senators, people like that. They're coming out and endorsing the Republican endorsed by President Trump, Mike Rogers, regularly in Michigan. So Ahmed's done. He'll go back to not being a doctor soon in his podcast because he's gonna be destroyed. So they have nothing. And I just saw this during the break. These Democrats are shameless. Now, Mike Lindell, I told you they were not going to let Mike Lindell win in Minnesota. It's so liberal in Minnesota. Listen to this. The Minnesota Democrat-controlled House just rejected a Republican bill to remove deceased voters from the voting rolls. So it's a pretty simple thing. We got these dead people. They're registered to vote. We have all the death certificates. We want to purge. So the Republicans introduced a bill to purge the dead from the voter rolls in Minnesota, and the Democrats shut it down, and it didn't pass. I mean, so their strongest constituents now are the dead people. That's it. The Democrats. I mean, they're in big trouble, Steve. It's all but over. But I'll tell you, what's not over are the days of old-fashioned dentistry with good family pricing over at Dr. Gupta's. And
isn't that the truth?
Oh,
yes,
man.
yes.
I was talking to you about this a week or so ago that there's been in the last few years, you may have noticed this, or maybe you haven't, there's been big companies that have been going up around town, and they've been buying up all the family dental practices. And you go to the dentist, and it might be your same dentist that you've had for many, many years, and you may not know it, but they work for a big company now that bought them out. And what happens is they raise the prices a lot. And the reason they do that is because they want you to pay for them buying up all these dental practices, right? So
exactly.
And Dr. Gupta, he owns his own practice, okay? He's not one of these guys that they've come around and bought up. He owns his own practice, and his pricing is from another time. It really is.
He's an old-fashioned dentist at old-fashioned prices.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And he's a top dentist. He's incredibly skilled and everything else. But he's a family dentist, and he understands that the biggest pain when it comes to dentistry is the pain of the price for people with what's going on. Not at Dr. Gupta's. Old-fashioned dentistry and old-fashioned dental practice, and old-fashioned prices so that you and your family...
And if you're like I am, I'm a terrible dental patient because my teeth are very sensitive. But I tell you, he puts you right at ease. You're comfortable. He doesn't make you feel like if you're nervous, he's understanding. And I can't speak highly enough of him. He's just the greatest dentist I've ever had.
Absolutely. So give Dr. Gupta a call. Here's the number, 954-922-4633. 954-222-4633. That's 954-922-4633 for Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. Okay, we're going to take our break for the top. When we come back, we'll attempt to take some more calls. Although I'm not impressed, guys, today. I'm not impressed. And there's a lot of other things we haven't discussed yet as well that I want to get to. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening. And remember, all opinions are welcome, whether you agree or disagree. All right, 888-465-2631. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. We'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back with some other issues and your calls right after our top of the hour break. It's The Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after this. Steve, I'm going to put you on hold, okay? Hold on.
Some crimes make headlines. Others leave behind questions that take years to answer. Crime Explained on YouTube takes you inside real cases with clear factual storytelling. On Crime Explained, there's no hype, no filler, just the facts. From shocking murders and mysterious disappearances to body cam footage, cold cases, criminal psychology, investigations, and courtroom verdicts. Crime Explained on YouTube takes you step by step through what happened, what investigators uncovered, and how each of those cases unfolded. Many cases are ripped right from the headlines, like the Luigi Maggione trial, along with new true crime documentaries and case breakdowns. If you're fascinated by true crime and want responsible storytelling focused on real cases, real facts, and clear explanations, subscribe to Crime Explained on YouTube. Search Crime Explained 2026. That's Crime Explained 2026 on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a case. Crime Explained. Real cases, facts explained. What if you could understand the Bible as one complete story? From creation to Jesus to the fulfillment of end times prophecy. Now you can with engaging, eye-opening Bible study live streams where scripture comes together in a clear, easy-to-follow way that will deepen your understanding of God's Word. Discover how the events unfolding in today's world fit into the bigger picture God revealed throughout the Bible. Explore biblical prophecy and what it says about the future. Compare God's truth with Satan's deception. Examine the evidence for creation versus evolution and gain fresh insight into the people, places, and promises found throughout Scripture. Whether you're new to Bible study or have been reading the Bible your entire life, these live streams will help you connect the dots, strengthen your faith, and better understand the times we're living in. Don't miss this opportunity to grow in your knowledge of God's Word. Join us in changing Bible study live streams right now. Find the link in the description of this episode. Share the link on all your social media so your friends can join in too. Again, the link is in the description of this episode. Look in the description and click it right now.
All right. Are you there, Steve?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we're still in radio break. Hold on. Okay, we got 90 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got about 30 seconds.
Sounds good.
All right, the 8 o'clock hour has begun. Steve Kane's here. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. You know, I just read this thing on X about the Florida governor's race. Okay, this is very important, guys. Okay, Byron Donalds is favored to win in all polls. You know, but overconfidence can cost you elections because you need to swamp him at the polls and have a mass turnout. Florida is the most Republican state in America, okay? And it's very, very important that Florida and Ohio remain Republican. Vivek Ramaswamy is running for governor in Ohio, and he's not as good as Byron, but we need Republicans. And one of the things that's important with Byron Donalds is, Steve and I, we were talking about the down ballot races, okay? When Byron Donalds is a superstar, he's endorsed by President Trump. When you have a top celebrity candidate that's favored to win, like Byron Donalds, the down ballot races typically go Republican as well. Okay, so going out and supporting Byron Donalds is very, very important, because it's not just because we want to have a Republican governor again who's going to be very, very good. We do. But it's important when it comes to all those down ballot races, because when the presidential election comes around in 2028, you don't want any rhinos or any Democrats in positions of power when the next presidential election comes around. You guys know why. I don't have to tell you. I mean, why do you think they don't want to take the dead that are registered to vote off the rolls in Minnesota, the Democrats? Well,
plus all the investigations that are going on, which are so crucial to clean up some of the slop the fraud that's been going on.
Exactly.
All those will go down the drain.
Exactly.
I mean, all the work we've done.
And a lot of that Medicaid fraud that we've been hearing about in Minnesota has been going on in Florida by the Russian mob, Dr. Oz has said. So you don't hear people talk too much about the uniparty anymore, but the Rhino Republicans and the Democrats are the uniparty, and they're always planning a comeback and working together. And this guy that's running that won the Democrat primary, I'm surprised how few people know this. David Jolly, he's the Democrat. He just won the Democrat primary for governor, and he used to be a Republican. He was a Republican member of the House of Representatives when George W. Bush was president, and he switched to Democrat. And you cannot go from being a Republican to a Democrat and it be for real. There's always something else there. Maybe you were a fake Republican, or you're up to something. And very few Democrats know that David Jolly used to be a Republican member of Congress when Bush was President W. And it's important to tell them all that. And the rhinos, I saw this post on X, and there's other people that are saying this. This is a black minister here in Florida, okay? And he posted this on X. A warning to Florida Republicans. If you're thinking about voting for David Jolly out of frustration, don't make the mistake Jacksonville made. And then he went through this, which I'm not going to go through, but he went through how Republicans lost all their power in the city of Jacksonville, Florida, because there were so many Republicans on the ballot it split our vote. David Jolly he's a Democrat in name only, okay? He's a registered Democrat. He won their primary, but he's a Democrat in name only. A dino. We have rhinos, they have dinos, okay? Or Dino, like I guess, Dino from like the Flintstones, D-I-N-O, Democrat in name only. He is a Republican establishment operative who they have on the ballot to try to get never Trumper Republicans to vote for him because he used to be a Republican congressman. And what this guy's warning to Florida Republicans, if you're thinking about voting for Jolly out of frustration, don't make the mistake Jacksonville did. And that's what this campaign is about. The Democrats don't know what used to be a Republican, so tell any Democrat you know that he used to be a Republican. In fact, I was talking to someone over at Friendly Tire in Margate the other day, and they were asking me about David Jolly. I said, you know, he used to be a Republican congressman when W was. He's like, really? He says all these radical liberal things. Well, that's the con. The Democrat and Republican establishment, the rhinos, have not given up. They're always plotting a way to get back in power, and Jolly is being talked about by the Republicans that don't like Trump. And there aren't that many, but the ones that are, they think everybody thinks like them. That's what Jolly's about. Everything, Steve, these Democrats do is dishonest. It's dishonest. And a lot of people may say, well, the Democrats have always been dishonest. Not like this. I've never seen the Democrats working with the Republican Party. And when I say the Republican Party, I mean the old school Republican establishment. I've never seen them work together like they're doing, okay? And you and I, Steve, were talking earlier about JD or Marco Rubio, and I like Marco Rubio better too, right? That's who I would like to see be the next president after Trump. But we were talking about how JD's got a leg up because he's vice president. A lot of people think, and I'll throw this out to you guys in the audience, if any of you have any opinions on this. A lot of people think JD Vance is on the outs with Trump. And I haven't, and they point to that you don't see them together too much as you used to. And since I've heard some people say that seems kind of true, but they may be staying apart because it's not safe because of all these assassination attempts. So it could be that too. I don't know.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it, but the rest of it is that he's being utilized in the campaign. Trump trusts him a lot, and he's using him to fill in on this complicated campaign that they're trying to pull off here. Mm-hmm. And I think it's working.
Well, the odds, regardless of what that betting odds are from Cowshy today, we've got if we have a massive turnout like we did in 2024, and I see no reason why we wouldn't. We've got the midterms locked up. We've got the midterms locked up. That's
the key.
Yeah. What you and I, Steve, were talking about before the break. The Democrats, they have in every election cycle. It's like on football. Like maybe I'm not as the fanatic that some of you are, but it seems to me most football teams have one, maybe two superstars, and the rest of the team are just hanging out, right? You know what I mean? You got like one star receiver or something. In an election, in a midterm election, each party usually has at least one or two superstars. We have a superstar. His name's Donald Trump. And we've got others like Byron Donalds. The Democrats have no one. And not only do they have no one, everyone that they thought was going to be their superstar, Ossoff was the most recent. We were talking about, he got booed by his own people at his own event when he talked about Natalie Harp. Ahmed, we talked about that. Graham Plattner. They do not have a single superstar celebrity candidate at all, anywhere. We've got several. And tomorrow, if Darlene Graham wins, tomorrow is the Republican primary runoff, okay? It's, so it's South Carolina's primary runoff is tomorrow. Darlene Graham won the majority of the votes on primary day, but not enough to avoid the runoff. if Darlene Graham wins that runoff tomorrow, we'll add her to the super rock star list because MAGA people love her. But that one's up in the air. There's no way to really judge that race in South Carolina. She's had a couple of bad moments, including the debate. I don't think it made her look that bad, but it's hard.
Well, they covered it pretty good afterwards. With I don't know if you saw Trump when he did his appearance that night.
Yes, Friday.
He kind of mentioned it. Yeah, they covered it pretty skillfully.
I think so. But it's a toss-up. We don't know. I mean, and the turnout, because this isn't even a primary; it's a runoff after the primary to find out who's going to run in November. So the turnout, the Darlene Graham race in South Carolina the guy she's running against was a holdout on the big beautiful bill. So you don't want that guy in the Senate. The Save America Act will probably never get passed.
What is that? Speaking about betting, what is the betting line on that place that you made your bet?
I'll look it up. I don't have it here, but I'll look it up during the break.
Look it up during the break, and maybe we'll see if we go double or nothing on your earnings. Take us. Let's bet on her.
But the Darlene Graham, if she loses tomorrow, and she could, we don't know. If Darlene Graham loses the Republican runoff, that's going to be what everything in the media is going to be about on Wednesday. And the media.
Well, when we get back from the break, we'll look it up during the break, and we'll announce. Of course, that'll give us a clue as to whether she's figured to win or not tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I may just, if you don't want to make the bet, I'll make the bet through you.
No, I'm not going to make bets for you. No.
Oh, well,
you have to make your
only
own bets.
If you won't make them for yourself.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to be in the.
But let's see what the odds are. Let's see what the odds. We'll come back and let the audience know what the odds are, and we'll talk further.
All right.
How's that?
All right. Well, listen, I want to, before we break, though, I want to talk about Mike Lindell and MyPillow. You know, there's a huge sale going on. The Mega 2 sale's going on right now, and there's free shipping on all orders that are $100 or more. And right now, the premium MyPillow, this is the upscale MyPillow that has the Giza cotton on it and the piping around it, is less than $20 with our promo code Kane at checkout. There's huge specials on the most popular products. You can get the 6-piece MyPillow towel set for less than $40. These are unbelievably good towels. The MyPillow sheets less than $30. And there's many other sales because it's the Mega 2 sale going on with free shipping on orders that are $100 or more. So go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and load up. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, we'll take our first break at the 8 o'clock hour and be right back. Okay, hold on, Steve. Put you on hold for a minute. Hold on. Okay, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, I got the odds. But I'll tell you after the break.
Okay, we'll have some fun with it.
Just over a minute. All right, 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian SFjr. Okay, so I have the odds for the Darlene Graham, South Carolina race, which I'll give you in a moment. But I want to point out, okay, she did win the primary. She won most votes, but not enough to avoid the runoff. So the runoff is between her and another Republican, Ralph Norman. On Tuesday, this was one of the fake news stories last week. They were trying to portray Trump as having lost on primary night. He won 26 out of 29 endorsements. So he made 29 endorsements, won 26, lost 3, and one of them, which was Corey Mills here in Florida, he told to drop out of the race weeks ago, and he wouldn't do it. So losing 3 out of 26 is pretty good, and that does not include the local races where he had a lot of endorsements. Okay, so he's got a good track record, but the media and the left and the Never Trumpers are always working an angle. They want to have a story where Trump's a loser. So if Darlene Graham does not pull through tomorrow in South Carolina and the Republican Ralph Norman
that's a loss
wins,
for Trump.
It's going to be considered a massive loss, and the media are going to overhype it. So I pulled up the odds on Kalshi and the online bookmaker where I won my bet on the race yesterday.
How much is Graham favored by?
67% chance of Darlene Graham winning. So the money's on Darlene Graham. 67% chance.
I say we let your. How much you up in when you're bet from the race?
I bet 25 on the race and won 37. So I've got $37.
Well, let's take 30 of it. And let's double up on, let's bet on support
I don't know.
Graham.
I might just cash out the money because I can see how this is a rabbit hole of terrible things.
No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not going to get in the business of making bets for you, Steve. But
no. We'll just try it once and see how you like it. It'll give you a little added.
I liked winning yesterday. I did like winning yesterday. I'm not going to lie.
But this would be your first experience of an on-the-air win.
But now what's
Come on, take a chance.
See, this is what the drug dealers do. Come on, it's just one hit and it's free. You know, just one hit of the crack pipe.
You'll be up $60 plus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. But
don't you have faith?
I'm not into gambling, Steve. I had a weak moment yesterday.
If you had one weak moment, that's the tough one. This is the easy one.
Oh, yeah.
Your 30 will become 60.
No.
Come on.
How does this normally, getting back to the real discussion, other than trying to get me in vices, I mean, this is, oh my goodness.
This isn't the real discussion. This was the real discussion.
This discussion that you're having with me, this is probably how Joe Biden talked to Hunter when he was a little boy. Come on, Hunter. Just once.
Let me tell you why this is important and why it is related to the show. One of the issues that exists between us that we talk about all the time is I try to get you to take more chances on the air.
I take all kinds of chances, but not with gambling.
No, you don't know. Like when the 4-letter word goes out, you bleep
you can't let out
everything.
The swear words, Steve. They're not allowed. It's the law. Can't let the swear words out.
What happens if have you ever heard me do it?
No.
You've never heard me use a 4-letter word on the air?
No, because they get dumped. No, they don't make it out over the air. It all gets dumped.
They don't always catch me.
Yes, they do. You've never.
It's
never happened.
The things like when we did the show in the nude. Remember that?
No, you did a show in the nude, not we. And people can't see that over the radio. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you made radio history.
No, being naked on the radio, nobody can. You could just say you're naked. I mean, no. But looking at the odds, though, are the odds when over the years when you've seen the odds on presidential races and everything?
Yes.
Historically, are the odds accurate? More accurate than the polls?
I think yes, definitely.
They're more accurate than like the polls.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons I like her.
Okay.
And the odds are decent too.
But the odds,
you got nothing to lose. You're playing with house money.
Oh, you're back to just trying to get me to gamble.
I want you to show your faith in Trump.
This is like one of those cartoons where they got the devil on the shoulder.
This is
like Bugs Bunny used to do this.
You ever heard the expression "put your money where your mouth is"? Have you ever heard that? So what this gives the audience a chance to see if you really mean all those things you say about how unbeatable Trump is. Here's your chance to prove it.
I'm not
with $30.
I made I made one bet like ever, other than a slot
So
machine.
you made one. That's the tough one. Now you double your money. Now you'll be up to $60.
The obsession you have over trying to introduce me to this vice just gives me more reason not to do it.
Well, what makes you say it's a vice?
Because
legal.
Because no matter what I bring up, you just go back to the gambling.
But it's
you're obsessed
legal.
with it. Lots of things are illegal, Steve. Just because something's legal doesn't mean you should do it.
Well, what are you afraid of?
Becoming a gambling addict like you.
I'm not a gambling addict. I play a little bit here, a little bit there, but I'm not an addict.
Please, you're like obsessing, and you're trying to get me into your vice.
At this point, I think it would be fun to play with on the air.
No, because the $30 bet, the $37 bet. Next thing I know, it'll be a $3,700 bet one day.
I promise I won't let you raise your bets.
No.
We won't make any bet over $30.
No. See, I see what gambling does to people. I hear it in your voice. It's
what are you hearing?
An obsession.
It's not an obsession. I will admit, you're kind of my protege. I'm kind of trying to get you to take a risk because you seem so tense about it. You got nothing ventured, nothing gained. Come on.
I'll take my $37 out and put it on my Sun Pass or something. No.
What fun is that?
It's fun. It's fun not to waste money throwing it at bookies. No, not going to happen.
Put 30 down. Will you put 30 down for me and I'll pay you when I will see you?
Nope.
You won't put my bet down.
No, I'm not going to start making bets for you. That's crazy.
Well, just one.
No.
This is sad.
I'm going to be like Nancy Reagan. Just say no to the drug of gambling. Well, listen, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. And does anybody have the number for Gamblers Anonymous?
You think about it during the break, all right?
I have nothing to think about.
I'll tell you what. Would you be willing to take a call and let the callers give you some input?
Have some other degenerate gamblers call in and tell me that I should?
What are you judging?
Make
That's our listeners
bets?
you're talking
Why do you
about.
want me to gamble so much?
I want you to try it once and see how you like it.
I did yesterday. I did like it. I turned my $25 into $37, and I liked it.
And now I'm trying to make it 67 for you.
Please, how much? It's 68% chance she wins. It went up a point since we've been talking about it. Maybe some of our listeners went and put some money down, and now the odds went up. It went up a point since we've been talking about it. How much am I going to win? How much am I going to win when it's 68% chance she's going to win? How much would I really win?
You'll walk away with over $60.
On a $30 bet?
Well, we've added what you made yesterday.
Okay. Oh, it'll add. Okay, I'll have 60 whole. It seems like a lot of risk and not much to gain. Listen, Steve, we gotta run. So I'm gonna to our break. So I'm gonna put you and everyone on hold. Okay. So if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take some calls after the bottom of the hour break. Is it Bugs Bunny that has the cartoon where he's got the devil on his shoulder trying to get him to do evil things? That's what I feel Steve's doing. I should never have mentioned. My wife told me, don't tell Steve you put a bet on this race. She told me that. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this. Okay. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes till we're back.
Okay. This is fun.
Okay.
Stick with this.
Mm-hmm.
You getting any calls on it?
There's people on hold. I'll take some of them. If I bet 30, you win $43. And there's a 70% chance of winning.
Well, you figure it out, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. No, I just did. It tells it gave me the calculator. Put it, so if I bet $30, the payout's $43.14.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we have just over a minute. So let's see, if you put down $300, it'd be $431.50. All right.
Well, you don't want to bet that much money. You just
No. $30 is $43.14.
There you go. I don't think that's right, though.
That's what it says. No, they give you a calculator here. It's if you bet.
No, but
it says max payout would be $43.14. The odds, you have a 70% chance of winning. Less than a minute. We'll be back. All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Steve. So if you're on hold, stand by. My wife told me yesterday, she said, don't tell Steve that you won this bet on the DC race. Because he'll be all... Because she knew what she'd be like. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I made the mistake. I didn't listen to my wife. But
trust your callers.
I'm going to go to the calls in a moment. I looked up what you would win because they tell you, okay? The odds are 68% chance that Darlene Graham will beat Ralph Norman tomorrow in the South Carolina Senate race. If you bet $30, the max payout is $43.14. So you make $13.14. All right, let's take some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Larry from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Steve. How are you? Hey, I have to tell you, I'm on borderline anger with you. The idea of trying to manipulate Brian into gambling. It's one of the worst vices in America. It's the worst vice in the world.
It is.
It's destroying.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on, Larry. What do you say manipulate? Brian's a big boy. He's an adult. He's a grown-up. What are you afraid? What are you afraid he'll do if he makes a bet?
He said no, but he said no.
And he won't let me change the topic or anything. He always keeps going back to it.
Yeah, and if sometimes it's good to do a little chiding and kidding and all that, but if you look at what's happening to the number of people that are destroying their lives and families, especially with this online gambling.
Oh yes.
You can gamble literally on anything, and you can do it at any moment. It's so destructive. You never know what.
Larry, hold on one second. Can I ask you a question? Do you have anyone in your family that's got a gambling problem?
No, but other addictions. Alcohol.
So, why is it are you afraid Brian's going to lose control and destroy his life?
Like Steve's done. You can tell. Can't you? Doesn't Steve sound like an addict caller?
Yes, yeah, I do believe he could destroy his life because you never know. People with addictions, you never know. If the one drink may be nothing to you, it could destroy somebody's life.
Who in your family is the alcoholic?
besides myself.
Besides yourself? Oh, just, okay.
There you go.
So you know.
But I haven't had a drink in 38 years, so.
All right, so you're a dry alcoholic, right?
Yeah, but if he had one, he'd be in trouble.
By the way, congratulations. I think it's a great thing that you had a problem and you overcame it. Does that mean that everybody that makes a bet? Does that mean that everybody that makes a bet has a problem?
So.
I'll take a yes or a no on that.
If someone came along and said to me, "Hey, how about a drink? How about a drink? How about a drink?" and I say no politely, 3 or 4 or 5 or 15 times, at one point I'm going to say, "Hey, get lost. I really don't need you in my life."
Well, I'm stuck here till 9.
I get it.
But no, if you listen, but caller, but if you that last segment, you can hear Steve. He just can't. He can't let it go. He's obsessed with gambling and getting me involved in it.
Yeah. Besides that, I love you guys and I love your show.
All right, caller. Take care.
Larry, good luck. Keep up the good work.
Yes. All right, let's take another one. Okay, he's on my side. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, Eric from Deerfield Beach. Hold on, let me turn it down.
Eric, how are you?
This caller here is correct. This call is correct, and Steve's wrong. You should back off. It's making for bad radio. It's getting me very angry.
Bad radio.
Stick it up for yourself. Well, Steve is pushing the issue. It's almost like scary.
Well, what?
Scary. You said it's scary. You said it's scary. Tell me about that.
Talk to me. Tell me
You
what.
said it's scary.
Tell me what scares you.
It almost sounds like I don't want to make the analogy. You sound like a dirty old man. Come here, little girl. Let me show you my. Come in. There's something wrong going on here, Steve. You're pushing it. You sound eerie.
Well, tell me.
He just did.
I just told you.
Well, dude, I don't know what something means. What's wrong? I can hear you're in distress. I can hear you've got a problem. Is there anything you can talk to me about?
You have a problem.
Why do I have a problem?
You're trying to turn Brian into a gambling addict.
A degenerate gambler.
Every gambling.
Why would I do that?
Remember, Steve, remember back in the days of Hank Goldberg on QAM when his bookie would call when he was live on the air and he'd go to commercials?
I remember it well.
He would go to commercial just to talk to his bookie. I mean, come on.
So what?
That's what you're trying to turn me into, Hank Goldberg.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to turn you into anything.
There's always a disclaimer. I'm talking. There's a
all right,
disclaimer.
Sir.
Gambling problem, call 800 so-and-so.
Sir, what is your... Oh, my God. Sir, do you have a gambling problem?
No, I don't have a gambling problem. And here's the fun
hold on, let's talk.
We know that cruises have casinos. Did you go to the casino?
Let's talk. Let's talk. Tell me what your problem is. I'm here for you.
I didn't call the radio, and I didn't discuss.
Why did you call the radio? Why did you call the show?
Because you're
telling me you're in a. Hold on, you're in a rage. You know that? What has you in such a rage?
You have put me in a rage. I'm listening to you bashing Brian. Stop trying to push him into doing something he doesn't want to do. It's evil, and it sounds almost scary.
How do you know he doesn't want to do it? Again, the sexual reference. What does this have to? What does that have to do? What does betting have to do with sex?
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm making an analogy. Don't try to twist my words, Stephen. I've been listening to you for a long time. You sound scary. Knock it off, and it's turning into bad radio.
You think it's bad radio? Are you embarrassed? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not embarrassed. I think that you belabored the point long enough. Not everybody's interested in gambling like you are, and that's fine. Knock it off.
Well, but you're listening.
Of course, I listen every morning to you guys. And this particular issue, you already pushed my button.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so explain to me. I'm open to what. I appreciate your concern, number one. and I appreciate that. How long have you been listening to this show?
A long time. It's my favorite show, Steve and Brian, of course. And
What's your name again?
I called him once. I'm just curious. Were you in the casino? Were you on the casino on the last cruise?
No, I never use the casino.
Steve thinks the casino's for losers.
I'm not into the games. I'm not into the casinos.
Oh, okay.
I'm mainly a sports bettor.
Addiction another way. Brian,
I'm mainly
on board?
I go to the slot machines. If my daughter's there and I have any onboard credit left on the last night, I give it to my daughter to go to the slots.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, just the onboard credit.
Yeah, but that does not create. That doesn't create.
He's corrupting his daughter.
Because slot machines are not gambling. That's like a video game.
Oh.
and with the onboard credit, it's not even money. It's not even my money.
I forgot what the caller's name.
I make different to you on that, Brian.
Yeah.
It's still the casino. Casinos.
But you don't see me at the card table or anything. I don't bet. I don't gamble. No. We had a whole. We have people in our group that gamble. I don't go gambling with them. We had a roulette team this last year, and they did well. And we have some blackjack people that do well. You don't see me down there, no. And the onboard credit's like free money. All right, hey, listen, I appreciate you looking out for me.
Thanks for letting me on the air. I'm getting off. Steve, knock it off. Leave Brian alone, please.
That's right. Just say no to gambling.
Thanks for your concern.
I'm going to have to give out the number to Gambling Anonymous.
What a nice man. He was
he's trying to
worried
save me.
about me.
No, he's worried about me and what you're doing to me. He's upset with you.
Geez, well, I keep trying to get you out of this victim head that you've got. No one's victimizing you. I just offered you an opportunity.
To what? Become a degenerate?
To do what you did. To do what you did yesterday.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, it's not like you never made a bet before, right?
That is the first time I made a bet, like a real bet with a. I don't consider slot machines gambling.
So how long has it been that you've been without betting?
It depends on what, not including the lottery, right? Because that's like gambling. Not including slot machines. Maybe
you just don't count the forms of gambling that you do. You don't count.
5 years ago, I went to the track and I bet $20 at the track.
Right.
That was the last. That was about 5 years ago.
What were all the terrible things that happened to you as a result of that?
Well, I got out of the track. See, the thing is, Steve, with the online bookies, it's an app on your phone that you have with you everywhere you go. It's a very dangerous, slippery slope to get involved in. It's not like a place you have to go.
So did it get you involved?
Well, look what you're trying to do. I got my $37 there and sitting in my account.
You told me about the last time you did it. Did it get you involved? Did you lose control of your life?
Well, I left the track. I can't, if I start using an online bookie, I can't leave my phone. It's always in my pocket. No, it's very dangerous. But I'll tell you another thing that's dangerous. That's not taking care of your health. And here we are in the month of August, which is National Wellness Month. And, of course, I'm talking about life imaging and the heart scan. And, your heart scan is something you want to do every year. And going in August is a great time because you can make August the time that you go in for your annual heart scan at Life Imaging. Life Imaging is all about preventative health care. And you've heard me say many times the number one sign of a heart attack is instant death. And everyone I've ever known that's had a heart attack, whether they've survived or haven't, I don't know of anyone who people around them said, we knew that heart attack was coming. It's always unexpected. How many times have you heard stories of people at the gym having a heart attack and dropping dead at the gym? It happens all the time. People are like, how could it be? He's at the gym 3 times a week. He golfs twice a week. How could he have a heart attack? Well, your body adjusts. When you have blockage, your body adjusts. And there's no excuse not to get your heart scanned at Life Imaging. First of all, they have locations in Broward, Palm Beach, Dade County, as well as Orlando, okay? And you can get it for free. Listen to this. Call now for your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements, valued at $699. Pretty good offer, right? From your cell, dial pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. And when you're over there, make sure you ask about their full body cancer screening and virtual colonography and say goodbye to sedation. That's pound 250, say free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Pound 250, say free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. We'll take a break and be back with the Gold Report. All right, and we're back. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with today's Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals looking?
Metals are looking good. They continue to march higher. As of Friday, we had a new high Friday, or at least new high for that week, closing out the day on Friday at $4,602.40. Which was up $84.20 on Friday after trading in a range of $4,508 all the way up to $4,632. Silver gained 90 cents on Friday, closing out the week at $68.86. Platinum gained $50 at $1,877. And palladium was up $18 at $1,331 the ounce. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $4,594 on the low, all the way up to $4,670. And right now, gold's at $4,655 the ounce. That's up $52.60 this morning. So there's two days gains over $130.
Wow.
Silver up 24 cents at $69.10. Platinum up $3 at $1,880. And palladium up $4 at $1,335. So the markets are continuing to rally off of those lows of gold hitting a low of about $3,900 a few weeks ago, and now we're just marching higher.
Absolutely. So Monday is the beginning of a great week to buy gold and silver. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Give him a call at 1-800-327-5010. That's 1-800-327-5010. Or stop by in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, and find both his address and phone number on his website, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. All right, we got some sad news breaking, although it did have a good ending. There's been another assassination plot against the Trump family, and an arrest has been made. In the last few weeks, there was an assassination plot against Ivanka Trump, okay, if you remember. Then there was an assassination plot against Eric Don Jr., okay? And these two were the first, to my knowledge, and I've done a lot of reading up on these things over the years, but to my knowledge, these assassination plots against Don Jr. and Ivanka are the first assassination plots against children of a sitting president. And now we have one against Barron Trump. The Iranian, it's breaking. We don't have, it's still breaking, but the Iranians, and if you guys don't think that this is an act of war, I don't know what is. The Iranians were behind the Ivanka plot in Miami. The Iranians offered $10 million bounty for the assassination of Barron Trump. There has been an arrest. We don't have any details on the arrest yet, but in this broadcast over Iranian television, I mean, my goodness, those of you out there that are not supporting Trump during this campaign against Iran, we've had assassination attempts by Iran on the president, the first lady, Ivanka, Don Jr., Barron. When he was in Turkey, they were going to take down Air Force One, which had the president on board.
How much did they put up?
$10 million. $10 million.
For Barron?
Yes.
They're really playing with fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let me put everybody on hold. The phones are just going wild. I just don't know what Iran has to do for these never-Trumpers and Democrats in the media to say these are bad people. I mean, this is really bad stuff. I got an article here, Steve, in the New York Post, which I'm reading cold.
Go ahead.
Here's the headline, New York Post. Iran, if you're on hold, stand by. Iran broadcasts sickening video claiming Barron Trump is fully monitored, placed $10 million bounty on him. Iranian, I'm reading from the New York Post article. And I'm reading it slow in case there's some language I don't want to share. Okay?
Do you have the paper in front of you there?
I've got it. It's on my phone right next to the book.
Is it the...
this will not be in...
Is it the headline story?
It will not be in the print edition. It's too new. If it is, it won't have all this. Iranian state media broadcast a chilling 3-minute video, the bounty video on Barron Trump. The clip, I'm not going to say what they called it. I can't, oh my goodness. They said that the president's 20-year-old son was being monitored fully. They gave a lot of information, which I'm not going to share. They placed a...
Is this stuff that's in the newspaper?
Yeah. It's in the New York Post. In addition to a video which outlines the whole plot and offer, they placed a $10 million bounty on Barron. And it was distributed to various media sources from the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, to the Islamic Revolution. This is really bad. I mean, this is 3 Trump children.
It's terrible, but I'm aghast at the fact that it's in the newspaper and you won't read it over the air.
No, some of it's too graphic. It's too graphic. It's in the New York Post. I'll post it on my X. It's too graphic to read over the air. I'm not going to say what the details of the plot were. For reasons when you read the article, you guys would know. I'm not going to go through the details. There's just suffice it to say that they detailed how to do it and the offer in a video that was highly produced on Iranian state television. And on top of the $10 million bounty. So the Iranians have had multiple attempts on the president, on Ivanka, on Barron. I mean, what do the Iranians have to do for you Democrats out there to say enough is enough, that we need to wipe them out? I don't think there's anything the Iranians can do that would get through your Trump derangement syndrome. All right, do you want to take some more calls?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. It's Jim from New York. How you doing?
All right, Jim.
How you doing, James?
So before I get to Steve's Good morning, Steve. And before I get to Steve's gambling habits, I did want to say it was pretty cool. I was flying yesterday and saw DJT as the airport code. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, in Palm Beach. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it was. It was excellent, and I love it. Hopefully, well, not only am I proud, but hopefully it's blowing the minds of these crazy lefties. But anyway, Steve, and I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but as long as I've been listening to you since the late '80s, you have loved your gambling. There's no need to push that on Brian, though. And I'm no saint. I'm not saying I'm a saint, because I like betting horses. But at the end of the day, I'm not pushing anybody into it, which it sounds like you're trying to do with Brian.
Well, I mean, I've been sitting thinking about this, and I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, I've been with Brian, I don't know how many decades, and when I first associated with Brian, he was like a kid to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand where this audience reaction of people thinking that he's so weak and that he's so helpless that he's going to harm himself by making a $30 bet. Because I mean, to me, that's a joke. Because I know Brian as he really is. He's strong. He's gutsy. When he wants something to happen, he makes it happen. He's got willpower.
Hear the manipulation. I mean, this is all a manipulation. This is a manipulation.
Excuse me. I'm talking with your defender here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I'm kind of puzzled by it because I view him. Evidently, my view of him, and I think it's safe to say I know him better than most of the listeners. I mean, we've been together 30 years. I'm telling you, he's a strong guy. He's tough. He can handle it. He has willpower. He has control. Why do you think he's so weak?
That's the thing. He's not weak. He's telling you, I don't want to do it.
That's what I'm telling you. So what are you worried about?
But what are you worried about? Why he doesn't want to do it? So why are you breaking his chops over it?
I'm not busting his chops. I know that he's going to end up doing what he wants to do, and I'm having some fun with him because I think he's a strong guy that can take care of himself. I mean, you really think he's such a lily?
No, he's not. But I remember, well, first of all, the guy a couple calls ago said this is not good radio. He's wrong. This is great radio.
Yeah,
this is old school Steve Kane. I loved it.
Jim from New York, why do you think I brought it up?
Thank you, sir.
Do you think it's just an accident that this came up? You don't think I knew what I was doing? I knew this was like I knew bringing up that I made this bet yesterday was like to Steve. With Steve, it's like you put that bug light up on your back porch. I knew Steve would go right into the light.
Yeah. I knew this morning when you're talking about that stupid fake the odds maker, some online odds maker. I said, I'm waiting for Steve to chime in on this one.
Why do you think I brought it up? And if you notice, I want to tell you something. We're at the end of the show, and I got a spot to fit in, so we got to rush it up. But here's the thing, okay? I brought that up at the beginning of the show, and if you noticed, how long have you been listening to the show today, Jim?
Since 6.
Okay, Steve came on earlier than normal, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Very early. Why do you think that is?
Yes.
Because I was talking about gambling.
Because you're talking about gambling.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. I was surprised Steve didn't call it at 6:15.
I got a text message. I'm not making this up, guys. I got a text message at 6:45 that Steve wanted to come on at 7. Which is very, so, and it was because I was, exactly. So you don't think I knew what I was doing? So who's manipulating who?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Well played.
All right. Listen, it is good. We got to run because we're running out of time.
So you're going to put me down for $30?
No, I'm not going to make bets for you, Steve. Hey, listen, Jim from New York. Take care. Okay, now I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret, the home of the metabolic reset. Coastal Weight Loss Secret has helped thousands of patients like me and many of you in this audience over the years, and they've learned a lot about lasting weight loss. And it's not about fad diets or anything. It's about improving and resetting your metabolism. And that's why Coastal Weight Loss Secret created and developed their doctor-developed metabolic reset. And it works. They've spent years refining this process. They have completely reset my metabolism, and that's why I have not gained back any of the weight. I wear a size small shirt now. I used to wear a large. Now I wear a small, and it fits like it's tailor-made. It's awesome. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. Virtual appointments are available, so you can make your appointment no matter where you're located, all right? Here's the number. The consultation's free. 561-359-3418. 561-359-3418. 561-359-3418. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. So you guys got a little behind the scenes of what, of the show, I guess, today on the air. But anyway, Steve, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane has been here as well. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Take care. All right, we're clear, guys. All right, hey, listen, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you that are new, welcome, and make sure you subscribe, all right? And everyone, please, before you go, do me the favor of liking the video. When you like the video, it gets the video recommended to people that have not yet found the channel. So please take a moment to like the video, all right? My name is Brian.